Hello again, Guardians, and welcome back, Titans. I'm Profane, and thank you as always for checking out the video. As we journey through the best builds in Destiny, we turn our focus back onto Titans, and it really feels like it's been a minute. But today we're checking out an incredible Void build that's been under the radar of a lot of players. Since Edge of Fate released, we've seen a lot of OG exotics get resurrected under this new armor system. And today's featured exotic is a set of Titan gloves called the Fang Pauldrons, which has really seen a significant rise to its performance because of those armor changes. This exotic provides the Horns of Doom intrinsic trait, which provides us with not one, but three outstanding benefits. Whenever we secure rapid final blows with any void weapon or ability, we'll build up stacks of weapon surges, granting any void weapon with as much as a 25% bonus in damage, which is going to last for 11 seconds. And by defeating any enemy with a void powered melee, we'll instantly trigger the maximum damage bonus. This is going to give us a significant advantage during engagements, as long as we're able to utilize a heavy mix of void weapons and abilities. The second benefit that this exotic provides is that when we defeat enemies with powered void melees, we'll generate 20% bonus super energy, and based on what our super stat is, those energy gains could be increased, which brings us to the final benefit that this exotic provides. Whenever using the Sentinel Shield super, our shield throw attack will generate 10% bonus super energy, and that's going to be 10% off of each enemy that gets hit, which allows us to extend the duration of our super by as much as 40%. And with increased super regen, we'll be able to cast our Sentinel Shield much more often, and that's why this exotic will perform much better whenever used on the standard Void subclass. We could use this with Prismatic, and we'd gain bonuses like Radiance, Transcendency, and several Fragments that would boost our ability regen, but we could only make use of Twilight Arsenal as our choice in super, and we'd miss out on a lot of the synergy that this exotic has with our Void aspects and Fragments. With this one exotic, we're able to give all of our void weapons an increase in damage. We're able to supercharge our super regen, and we're able to extend our Sentinel Shield, giving us a build that will dominate at any level of PvE. It'll even make for a great setup to use in Crucible. And by using this on the Void subclass, we'll be able to trigger constant overshields, providing us with bonus damage resistance. And thanks to several new artifact mods, those overshields will give us bonus ability energy and bonus ability damage. And we'll even have bonuses like Devour, giving us bonus health regen when defeating enemies, and that's really going to be a difference maker whenever we go into Grandmaster and Ultimate level content. This exotic focuses around three different character stats: super, melee, and weapons, and because of how our new armor system works, we'll be able to amplify each of those attributes. I would recommend focusing towards super and melee, which would mean you'll want to keep an eye out for Paragon armor. By boosting both of these stats beyond 100 points, we'll give both abilities a 190% bonus when any source of regen kicks in, and that includes weapon traits like Strategist, Attrition Warps, and Thresh, along with armor mods like Hands-On and Invigoration. A 200 melee stat would mean a 30% bonus in melee damage, which would help us rip through enemies much more easily, helping us regen our super even faster. And a 200 super stat would mean a 45% bonus in super damage, to go along with all the extensions that will give our super. When it comes to our tertiary stat, it's gotta be weapons. If we could at least get our weapon stat to 100, we'd give our primary and secondary weapons a 50% bonus in damage, and that would stack on top of the bonus that our exotic provides. If you are having struggles getting your melee or super stat up, then I would recommend utilizing font mods, as these would provide 20, 40, or 50 extra points to the desired stat. Whenever the Fang is providing its maximum damage bonus, weapon surge mods won't be able to work, so this will be one of the few cases where you could actually get away with running weapon font mods. We'll talk more about armor and armor mods here in a bit, but when it comes to our Void subclass, we're pairing the Fang Pauldrons with Bastion and the offensive Bulwark aspects. We could make use of Controlled Demolition, which would give us health regen whenever creating volatile explosions, but the combination of Bastion and offensive Bulwark will be much more cohesive to our use of Fang, and it's going to have a lot of synergy with our new artifact mods. With Bastion equipped, we'll have an upgraded barricade, and this will now provide us and nearby teammates with a 45-point overshield. When overshields are active, we'll maintain a 70% bonus in damage resistance, and when we stand behind our barricade, we'll generate 11 extra points every second. And then we have offensive Bulwark, which provides us with a couple of benefits, including additional ways of triggering overshields. Whenever using the Sentinel Shield Super, we'll gain an extra shield throw charge, which will make it a lot easier to extend the duration of our super. And when a Void Overshield is active, we'll gain a 400% increase to the regeneration rate of our grenade. We're currently using suppressor grenades because of their ability to stun overload champs, so this will really improve their uptime. This also provides a 160% bonus in melee damage whenever an overshield is active. The bonus damage is applied to powered and unpowered melee, and it will stack with the bonus that our character stat provides. We have the option of using Shield Throw or Shield Bash, and both of these can be viable options, but I find Shield Throw to be more beneficial, and that's because we'll trigger a Void Overshield whenever the shield hits an enemy, compared to Shield Bash, which only generates its Overshield after we've defeated an enemy. The longer that we can maintain overshields, the better, and not just because of the bonus survivability, but we'll gain a bonus to our melee damage and melee regen whenever those overshields are active. With the Shield Crush artifact mod equipped, we'll grant our Void melees with a 50% increase in damage and regeneration whenever we have an overshield active, and that's going to be added into the bonus damage that Offensive Bulwark and our character stats are giving us. Void melee abilities have always been looked at as inferior options, but with all these power-ups, we'll be dealing out some serious levels of damage, and that's going to help us build up and maintain our bonus weapon damage, and charge up our super. When it comes to our Void Fragments, we've got Echo of Reprisal, which will improve our super uptime even more, as this provides bonus super energy as we defeat enemies when we're surrounded, and the more that we focus into our super stat, the more energy that we'll gain. We're also using Echo of Starvation, and that's going to grant us with Devour, and that's going to get triggered whenever we collect an orb or a Void Breach. We'll be generating orbs with armor mods like Reaper, Heavy Handed, and Siphon, but we could also make use of weapons with attrition orbs. And because we are using the Elemental Coalescence artifact mod, we'll create Void Breaches as we rapidly defeat enemies. These intrinsically provide 12.5% bonus class energy, which will help us have our barricade energy back much more often. Whenever Devour is active, we'll gain 70 points of health and bonus grenade energy whenever we defeat an enemy. This will provide between 7.5 and 20% bonus energy, stacking alongside the bonus that Offensive Bulwark grants, which is going to result in us having plenty of suppression grenades without having to focus into our grenade stat, along with an abundant source of health regen without having to use Echo of Leeching or Controlled Demolition. We will miss out on all the bonus explosions that Controlled Demolition provides, so we can make up for that with the use of Echo of Expulsion, which creates explosions as we defeat enemies with Void abilities, and this fragment provides an extra 10 points to our super stat, making it much easier to climb to 200. And the final fragment that we're using is Echo of Persistence, which elongates the duration of our Devour and Overshields, providing both with a 50% extension, which will see those lasting for 15 seconds, which means we'll be able to cash in on the benefits of Shield Crush much more consistently. When it comes to the best weapons to pair with this build, legendary weapons with Destabilizing or Demoralize along with Repulsor Brace will be a very strong combination, as this will give us an extra source of triggering Void Overshields. Otherwise, legendary weapons with Attrition Orbs and Strategist will be great options to improve our super and melee uptime. As far as exotics go, we've got a fair amount of solid options, including the Monte Carlo, which would directly improve the uptime of whichever melee ability we're using. But the Graviton Lance is my #1 choice. This creates its own explosions. It's a void weapon, so it's going to get our bonus weapon damage. It has Vorpal, and it creates its own overshield whenever breaking enemy shields, so this is going to be a very strong option. There's also La Monarch and 3rd iteration, but another strong option would be the Vexcalibur, since this creates an overshield whenever blocking damage. As far as armor goes, we've gone over some of the necessary armor mods and character stats, but when it comes to armor sets, there's a few options to keep in mind of. With a 2-piece set of Bushido armor, freshly drawn weapons will provide 35 points of health whenever defeating enemies, but there's also the new Iron Banner set, which will provide 30 points of health whenever you defeat enemies when your own shields are depleted. So you could run a 2-set of each of these, which would greatly improve your survivability, especially when you factor in Devour, and all the overshields that we'll be able to maintain. The Doomfang Pauldrons have always been a reliable exotic. It creates the opportunity for a lot of fun and powerful gameplay that focuses on your melee, weapon damage, and super. And here in Ashen Iron, it's never been a better time to use this build, so if you haven't checked out this exotic in a while, it's about damn time you do so. It makes for a great build in general gameplay, in-game PvE, and even Crucible. If you need help getting this build set up for yourself, then be sure to check out my mobalytics and dim links, which are down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the Fang Pauldrons and all the recent changes to armor, so let us know your thoughts down in the comments. Thank you as always for checking out the video. If you enjoyed and found it helpful, then be sure to hit that like button below, along with the subscribe button if you're new. Both are greatly appreciated, and both really do help support the channel. So does being a member. So big shout out and thank you to all of our channel members. And until next time, Guardians, this has been Profane, wishing you all some happy hunting.
Zone advantage is yours. Zone A lost. You captured.